What's going on, guys? It's Jedi here, bringing you another zombies video, and today we are going to rank every Treyarch zombies map from worst to best. Now let me know what you guys think about this list and what your rankings are in the comments below, and let's get straight into the list. Coming in at number 40 is going to be Terra Maledicta from Vanguard. This map is just so boring and lackluster that I legit only played this map once, and that was in the gameplay footage you guys are seeing right now. On top of the Vanguard system, this map has literally nothing going for it unless you like repetitive side quests with no replayability. This brings us to our number 39 spot, which is going to be Duran Fong. This map again is just so boring and repetitive that it just has nothing good to say about it. Vanguard's maps are just garbage since it doesn't even feel like an authentic zombies experience like the other games. The launch for this map was horrendous and it just hasn't been able to get itself out of the hole that Vanguard dug itself. And overall, it is essentially the same as Terra Maledicta and is equally just as bad. Now at the number 38 spot, we have the Archon, also from Vanguard. I'm just going to repeat myself for the third time if I talk about this map in depth, but the one thing I'm going to say is how can we get a map that is a reimagine / remaster of another map that is literally on the same exact game as this one. It is literally Terra Maledicta with some added areas and making it round based. I don't understand why this was breathed into existence because it clearly shows the laziness that was behind the Vanguard Zombies production team. At number 37, we have Vanguard's Shinonuma. As you can tell, I very strongly dislike Vanguard Zombies since it is the biggest piece of shit to ever surface in the gaming world. The fact that they call these zombies maps makes me want to execute Order 66 on this damn game. Yes, it is a round-based map, but Shinonuma has been remastered on other, better games, which makes this version completely pointless to play. At the number 36 spot, we have Bus Depot from Black Ops 2. This map is a very basic survival map with only the boxes your saving grace. It's very tiny and boring, and honestly, I don't think I've played this map more than 10 times since it was released. If I want to experience Bus Depot in a better way, where I can at least have the perks, then I would just play Transit. Coming in at the number 35 spot is Outbreak from Cold War. I know this could be controversial putting it this low, but it's not that great. It began the trend for Vanguard and Modern Warfare 3 zombies by making it feel less like a zombies round-based experience and more of a multiplayer survival extraction game mode. I've played it only a handful of times, and each time I just didn't find myself getting into it and became rather bored and uninterested each time. At number 34, we have Farm from Black Ops 2. Nothing much to say about Farm other than it is a better survival map than Bus Depot since you actually have perks this time, although you don't have the Pack-a-Punch, which sucks. But at least I could make it past round 10 without dying to the fire with every step I take or the zombies crowding me all at once. It's decent and has some replayability, but it is not a map I'd go back and play every day. For the number 33 spot, we have Voyage of Despair from Black Ops 4. What else can I say about Voyage of Despair but it being a massive disappointment? It seemed like this map was going to be another Shadows of Evil, but it ended up just being the biggest letdown of any zombies map. The convoluted Easter egg that makes no sense, the awful gameplay, the shitty boss zombies, and an overall just terrible take of zombies on the Titanic is why I placed it down here at number 33. At number 32, we have Alpha Omega. It's a slightly better map than Voyage of Despair, but it's still garbage. It's kind of cool how we have more accessible areas in Nuketown, but the addition of Nova Crawlers and making the Raygun Mark II into 4 different elemental variants. Now that was cool, not the Nova Crawlers, but the Raygun Mark II variants, but it just fell flat on its face since the real product just didn't deliver. Coming in at the number 31 spot, we got Blood of the Dead. Now, it could be argued that Blood is worse than the other 2 maps, but honestly, I don't think it's that bad if you're simply going for high rounds. But if you're only doing the Easter egg, then that's a whole other issue. Blood's gameplay is not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. It does add areas to Mob of the Dead, which is cool, but the execution of the whole idea of reimagining Mob of the Dead just didn't go well at all and made many in the community, including myself, very disappointed. At the number 30 spot, we got Transit. The classic shitty map of zombies is ranked above nearly half of the Black Ops 4 maps because it's a fun map to play due to how bad it is and doesn't take itself seriously. The bus is a pain in the ass since it leaves you half the time you go to one of the locations and don't even get me started on the Avogadro or those little flying shits. This map is the epitome of trash, but it at least is not so complex and complicated to play like Black Ops 4 maps are. Coming in just above Transit at number 29 is going to be Die Rise. It is slightly better than Transit, but takes out that it's fun because it's bad factor. Instead, it gave us one of the best wonder weapons up until they patched it, but it's still a lot of fun to use. The jumping jacks were an interesting concept at first, then they just became a pain in the ass as well. But overall, Dive Rise was a great idea on paper that just didn't live up to what it was meant to be. This may be controversial for some people, but coming in at number 28, we got Nacht der Untoten from World at War, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 3. It's the map that started it all, but with that comes massive drawbacks when compared to other maps. It is bare bones and has just the mystery box with no perks unless you play on either BO1 or BO3 especially, and there's the Wonder Fizz. Even then, it does not get me to play Nacht since I think it's such a boring map to play in comparison to maps like Shadows, Mob, and Origins, which is why it comes in at number 28. At number 27, we have Verrucht from World at War, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 3. It's an improvement of Nacht since it's the first map to ever have perks, and it does an amazing job at displaying a creepy vibe in zombies by making the player feel truly alone, but it is still not a super great map. Yes, I know it was only the second zombies map ever released, and I don't think this map is necessarily bad, it just doesn't stand a chance compared to other maps higher on this list. Moving on to the number 26 spot, we have Shino Numa from World at War, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 3. Again, it's not a bad map, it just does not have a lot going for it other than nostalgia. It was an interesting concept with a central hub and 4 outlying areas, but quickly became repetitive and boring. It was cool to have the 4 perks be interchangeable for each outlying location for each game, and this was also the first map to introduce Hellhounds, which was really cool. Now coming in at number 25, we have Tag der Toten from Black Ops 4. It's a decent map that again tried to build upon a classic map, but in this case it was called The Dead. It was interesting to play as the Victus crew once again, but also really weird for it being the final main storyline zombies map / Easter egg. It also just felt kinda underwhelming for being the last zombies map, especially since it had the Tundra gun, which we all know how that went. At number 24, we have Dead of the Night from Black Ops 4. Again, this map is not terrible, but is it a map I genuinely have fun playing and would go back anytime to play it? No, definitely not. It's a map that would be fun to play with others, but as a solo map experience, it's just not fun, especially since its layout is quite complicated and the crew are quite annoying to the point where I just turn off the voice volume because they just talk non-stop and I just need a break from them or else I'd go insane. Now the Draculas and like the werewolves, all that was really cool. I liked that. It was very interesting and I liked the set of the map, the setting of the map. It was amazing, beautiful. I love it. It's just the gameplay experience is just not as great as it was built up to be. For number 23, we got Nuketown Zombies from Black Ops 2. The only reason I put this map this high is because of how much randomness there is with the perks being dropped onto the map, which provide a unique but sometimes annoying challenge. It can be hard to set up on Nuketown, especially if Jug flies in at round 25 if you even make it that far without going through all your quick revives. It's a tiny map with a decent amount of replayability, but other than that, it's basically just a middle of the road survival map. Coming in at number 22 is going to be Firebase Z from Cold War. It is the worst round-based map from Cold War because the mimics are such an annoying boss. Turning on the generators at each of the 3 outposts and defending them on certain rounds is a pain in the ass, since it makes it feel less like a zombies experience and more of a campaign mission. The map itself is alright, but the layout is just meh. Like, why would you make the pack-a-punch in the spawn so we have to go teleport someplace else just to get the power on and get perks? Like, what? That just doesn't make any sense to me. I might get some hate for putting this map here, but at number 21 we have Shangri-La from Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3. Shang is probably the most beautiful zombies map, there's no question about that. However, it is also one of the hardest maps to play, which makes it less enjoyable for me, especially since you got the monkeys that come around and snatch your power-ups, which is more annoying on BO3, especially when you're trying to pop emulations all at once. Overall, it's a great map in the aesthetic wise, but gameplay wise, it is very much a struggle to get the high rounds. Coming in at the number 20 spot, I'm sorry Lex, it is going to be Call of the Dead. There isn't really anything game breaking about Call of the Dead, but there also isn't really anything to write home about. Sure, George is a pain in the ass, and having the VR11 as well as the scavenger on that map is tragic, but the gameplay of the map is fun, and it provides enough of a challenge to feel a little overwhelmed, but not to the point where it becomes unbearable like on Shangri-La. I don't hate the map, and I do love the celebrity crew. It was one of the first ones we had besides 5 with the presidents, and having George be a boss zombie was a really cool idea too. Overall, it's a great map, you know, it's very much middle of the road for me in my opinion, so yeah, it comes in at number 20. At number 19, we have Town from Black Ops 2. Town is the best survival zombies map ever released. The layout is great, the perks are great, it has a pack-a-punch to get to high rounds, there are no crazy boss zombies, it is just you and the zombies. There are also some good camping spots, which I think is cool, and it also introduced one of the best perks of all time. Rest in pieces, I'm on the count. For number 18, we have Forsaken from Cold War. Forsaken was cool because it added PhD slider into the game, but a much better version of it compared to Black Ops 4's version. It also added the Crystalline Savager, which was a really unique wonder weapon, and the gameplay was good, but the main drawback from this map would be the Abomination, since that damn thing was the main reason for my downs. It was such an annoying boss that it made me rage more than anything when I would try to get high rounds on this map. Coming in at number 17 is Kino der Toten from Black Ops 1. This is where I first started playing zombies, and it is such a classic map. I love it for nostalgia purposes as well as it being a great beginner zombies map. The main thing I hate about this map though is the Nova crawlers, which make playing this map a chore. Sometimes I would think about how much I want to play Kino, then I remember about the Nova crawlers and realize like, yeah, I'm good, I'll just play something else. At number 16, we got Der Riese from World at War, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 3. This map was the first to introduce Pack-a-Punch and introduce the teleporter system, which made it really great. It's a classic and solid map to play, has easy boss zombies, literally just the Hellhounds, and has great camping areas as well. Overall, it's a solid map that deserves its spot at number 16. At the number 15 spot, we got Ascension from Black Ops 1. Another classic from this amazing game. Ascension is probably my most played Black Ops 1 zombies map because it is such an easy map to play and has one of the most straightforward map layouts, especially compared to recent games. It introduced many amazing things like the Lunar Landers, the Gersh device, the Matryoshka dolls, as well as PhD Flopper and Stamina. Yes, it did have the monkeys that steal your perks, but those aren't that bad when compared to other bosses, and are actually pretty unique, especially since they can give you a free perk if you kill them all before they hop on a perk machine. Coming in at number 14, we have Classified from Black Ops 4. This is one of the better reimagines from BO4. It took 5 into a new direction. Was it better all around? I'd say no, because it got rid of the Pentagon Thief, which I thought was a great boss, and he was so unique to 5. And the Easter egg they added to this map was pretty shit as well. So it just wasn't worth putting in all that time to get to round 150 for the cutscene. It's a fun, high round map, and it's pretty funny to see the Ultimus crew in the Pentagon. The number 13 spot goes to D Machine from Cold War. The launch for this map was amazing. It brought about a new HUD that was decent and more reminiscent of multiplayer, which was alright, but also brought about a new wonder weapon with 4 elemental versions. In addition, it brought back Juggernog and added a new perk, Elemental Pop. The layout is great since it expands upon Noct by adding a whole underground bunker, and it allows you to go into the Dark Ether. It added the Megaton boss, which I found to be one of the coolest bosses added to zombies. Overall, it's an amazing map, and I would go back any day to play this because it is such a nice, sort of casual, but also really fun map to play. At number 12, we got Revelations from Black Ops 3. Rev is a solid map from BO3, however, I just feel like since it was mainly just a culmination of other maps from previous games, it kind of felt a little cheap in a way, since the only new parts of the map were the spawn and the Pack-a-Punch. Not saying that Rev is terrible because of that, but it does drag it down a bit compared to other more original maps. The map does have a plethora of bosses, but it does balance it out by putting the most OP wonder weapons on there, the Apothicon Servant and the Thunder Gun. It even added little Arnies and other great equipment to help you out with that as well. It is a solid map and deserves a spot at number 12. For number 11, we have Zetsubo no Shima from Black Ops 3. Now I know this may seem controversial to put Zetsubo over Rev, but hear me out. Zetsubo was a completely new map with a new boss, new guns, and had a great unique wonder weapon. These are aspects that Rev does not have. In addition, Zetsubo is a fun map to play, albeit there are things that drag it down from being a top tier map, such as the glitches, the amount of items needed to be crafted/collected, and the amount of points you'll need to open the map. Other than that though, it really is a great map that has been shat on for far too long, and it deserves some praise after all this time. Cracking into the top 10, at the number 10 spot, we got 5 from Black Ops 1. Now I know some of you guys are thinking, what the fuck? How is this map this high? Let me tell you. It's the first and only map to feature presidents. It has one of the most unique and interesting boss zombies, the Pentagon Thief, and it Okay, it did have the absolute worst wonder weapon ever, the Winter's Howl. But, you know, honestly, the Winter's Howl is really the only downside to this map that I think. It's a fun and challenging map that I can go back to any day and play, and it really just provides great gameplay that is challenging, but also lots of fun, especially if you're playing co-op with a bunch of randoms. At number 9, we got Mauer der Toten from Cold War. Mauer is the best Cold War map easily. It has the best gameplay experience from the other Cold War maps. It has a great wonder weapon that could easily take you into the 60s, and it has various boss zombies that can be a pain in the ass, but once you know how to take them out and deal with them, it's a walk in the park, and the gameplay just goes so well in this system. Like, I feel like this is very much what Cold War system was meant to be used for. It was in this map, and it really just came out to be one of the best maps this game has ever produced. And honestly, it deserves its spot in number 9. Coming in at the number 8 spot, we got Moon from Black Ops 1. Moon is an all-time classic that was the most revolutionary map ever. The fact that you start on no man's land, then you could teleport to the moon is so damn cool. Yes, the excavators and astronaut were both major pains in the asses, but honestly, if they didn't have it, Moon would not be as legendary as it is today. Not to mention that we got the wave gun on this map, and it made its debut on it, and it became one of the best and well-known wonder weapons in all of COD Zombies history. At number 7, we have 9 from Black Ops 4. This is hands down the best Black Ops 4 map, and if you disagree, you simply have no idea how fun this map is and how well the Black Ops 4 system fit this map. Having you play in a coliseum in front of a huge crowd with the 4 outlying areas being different gods from mythologies representing the perks was such a unique and badass idea. 9 has become a classic zombies map and is what I believe the whole of Black Ops 4 should have been. At the number 6 spot, we have Buried from Black Ops 2. Buried is another classic map that is probably the easiest zombies map to date. It introduced the Paralyzer, Ray Gun Mark II, the Dubstep Machine, the Head Chopper, Vulture Raid, and Arthur/Leroy. The map layout was outstanding and was easily the best Victus map to be released, as well as one of the best zombies maps of all time. Coming in at number 5, we have Gorod Krovi from Black Ops 3. Easily one of the best maps to have been released. Amazing boss fight and Easter egg, bringing back the PPSH into zombies as well as introducing the FFAR and the Ray Gun Mark III made this map so enjoyable. Having dragons fly all over the map and being able to ride a dragon to pack-a-punch was the most badass thing they ever added into zombies. I love that there is no crazy side quests with Gorod and everything just feels really straightforward and the gameplay is just so seamless compared to other maps. Overall, I love this map so much and it just really is such a great map and I'm glad that they added it into the Black Ops 3 system because I think that suits it the best. At the number 4 spot, we got Origins from Black Ops 2. Now I know this may be low for some of you guys, but hear me out. Origins is an amazing zombies map, obviously. It introduced the Primus version of our crew, and it introduced the Panzers and the Staves. The giant robots were also badass, and the Easter egg is such a classic. The only gripe I have with Origins is the Templar zombies. Those guys are so annoying to deal with, especially when I'm on the other side of the map, and they decide to take out my generators before I can get to them. Other than that though, Origins is an awesome map that deserves all the love and hype it gets. At number 3, we have Shadows of Evil from Black Ops 3. Where do I start with this one? The map layout, the wonder weapon, boss zombie, and beautiful aesthetic are all wonderfully executed. This map was not initially my favorite when it first released, but after giving it some time to marinate, Shadows really grew on me and quickly became one of my all-time favorites. The cast is stacked, and they are great characters that are one-offs, but they feel like they belong there instead of being forced like other crews. Cough, cough, Dead of the Night. So yeah, Shadows, top 3 map of all time. It's just so amazing, beautiful, stunning, and you could definitely tell that Treyarch poured their heart and soul into this map. Now at the number 2 spot, we got Der Eisendrache from Black Ops 3. This is essentially Origins without the headache, as many people have stated as well. I think this is so true because you do get the 4 elemental weapons with the bows instead of the staves. You do get the Panzer, and you even get Hellhounds for easy max ammo rounds, which were not even available in Origins. The Easter egg is easily one of the best and most fun to do. It had a successful launch, and it ended up just being a true masterpiece of a map after launch, and upwards of like nearly 6 years now, or 7 years, however long it's been, I forgot. Maybe even, I think it's 8 years now. of this map's release, and overall it's just a map I love going back to and playing any day of the week, and that's why it comes in at number 2. Now, it may come as a surprise for some of you, but my number 1 all-time favorite map is Mob of the Dead from Black Ops 2. What else do I need to say other than this map is the embodiment of perfection? It has the most amazing aesthetic with that 1920s/30s mafia feel. The cast is probably the most stacked and legendary cast ever put in the games. The addition of the Blundergat, Death Machine, and the Mystery Box, Hell's Retriever, Brutus, and being able to fly on a plane that crashes into the Golden Gate Bridge for Pack-a-Punch is mind-blowing. It truly feels like I'm at Alcatraz and I'm living through these characters, and it's just like the Smith Plays said, it's like a movie within a map. That's exactly how I feel every time I play this map, which has me keep coming back all these years later to play it. And it's been nearly 10, I think it's actually been almost 11 years now for this map being out, and it still holds up that legendary factor. The Easter egg is one of the most interesting Easter eggs of all time by having multiple endings depending on which characters get killed. Plus, the afterlife system was so unique and made me love this map even more. Overall, it is the best zombies experience anyone can have, and that I have especially anytime I play it. Well, there you have it, guys. That's my list. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below, as well as what your rankings are. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you are new and love COD Zombies, and I'll see you guys in the next video. May the Force be with you.